Hi guys, Fernandez Lembo on the grid. You know, John, usually we start off each week going over what happened in the local world of sports.
That's it.
But for one time, let's tout the Herald-Tribune and let's tout the yeoman work that you and Dennis Maffezoli coming out this Sunday, the all-area team. I've gotten calls from several coaches. One of the teams coming out Sunday, is it, right?
Yep, the fall area teams, and you know, a little later, but you know, some things went into that. But yeah, we're pretty proud of the picks we made. Obviously, it's never an easy thing,
right?
Which is a testament to the kids and coaches in the area. Obviously, not everyone's going to agree with the teams you pick, and that's part of the fun. You know, if everyone agreed with every list out there, you know, I mean, it makes good debate fodder. And also, too, this sets up our banquet at the end of the year.
Right.
You know, so the kids who are first team and honorable mention, as well the coaches of the year, get invited to our banquet. So, you know, so we'll see as time goes on. And like I said, fall is a good year. We had some standouts in all the sports, and we think we made some pretty good lists for our teams.
You know, I was involved in the process many years ago, and we used to get all the coaches in one room and hash it out for hours upon hours. It's a little different now. You talk to the coaches, but you see a lot of these guys yourself. All of us do.
Right, and to be honest, not every coach submits information. You know, we send ballots out to all the coaches, and you know, you can't go to the people's house and twist their arms. So we do the best we can with what we see. And I will say one thing about this area. Other coaches are really good at nominating kids from other schools. I mean, you know, maybe they might put their kids first sometimes, but just natural. You know, they're your kids, but they're very good at saying, hey, I saw this kid at whatever school. He's really good. I saw this kid. So that makes it a little easier for us that really the coaches, they want to tout their own kids, but they're not above touting another kid on some other school, which is good.
Yeah, hopefully they're going to be honest and say, hey, I saw this kid for such and he deserves
Especially
to be on the
Coach of the
team.
Year. Coach of the Year, they'll do that too. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. A lot of goodwill in that regard around here.
So I saw the proofs. That's what we call it in the business, the proof. So look for it in the Sunday's Herald-Tribune.
Yeah, it should be cool.
Let's segue to what you just said about Joey Todoslavich, a local Sarasota High guy, picked up by the Pirates from the Braves to the Orioles, now to the Pirates. Non-roster invitee.
Yeah, the Pirates announced that they've signed him to a minor league contract. He's a non-roster invitee to spring training, so he's obviously not in a 40-man roster. So he has to, earn a spot somewhere on the team. But you know, it's a shot, it's a chance, to get back in it. The Pirates are pretty good in terms of using their bench a lot. I mean, Matt Joyce last year was a non-roster invitee. He made the team. Now he has a little more body of work than major level than Joey does, but still, as Clint Hurdle once said, anyone who's in camp has a chance to make the team. So you got the invite, and now do your best to make the most of it.
Now, I don't know what the situation is in AAA, but assume if he doesn't make the major league team, maybe there will be a spot at AAA. For Joey T.
Yeah, and obviously you look at the Pirates outfield; it's pretty good with McCutcheon and Marte and Polanco. So, but he's seen some time at first base and
a little third base,
and their first base situation got up in the air with Josh Bell and John Jaso. So, we'll see where he fits in. But again, I mean, he's in camp, and he has a shot to prove what he's worth, and it'll be good seeing him this spring.
And it's a ready-made silver platter spring training story for you.
That's one.
That's one out of about 25.
40 more to go.
Yeah, exactly. Back on locally, what's going on? Sarasota Military Academy.
Yes.
We don't get those guys in the paper. 3-0 win over Arcadia. They're guaranteed a first appearance in the regional tournament.
Girls soccer,
District final Mooney. So talk about that. A nice performance yesterday.
Girls soccer, they beat DeSoto, as you mentioned, 3-0, and they play Mooney on Thursday. First time. They've had soccer for, I think, 5 years there, but for the last 4, they've been in FHSAA.
Sure.
The first year they're independent. A pretty big deal. Keegan Eisenhower scored the big goal. All 3 goals last night. She's now the all-time leading scorer in a single season for the Eagles. And so, they're guaranteed 2 more games. Mooney's a favorite. Mooney's really good, girls and boys. So they're the favorite on Thursday. But, hey, Sarasota Military Academy for the first time is guaranteed 2 postseason games, and you build from here. I was with Joe Collis yesterday. He's the athletic director over there, SMA, great guy. He was really happy. Oh, sure. He was jumping up and down after they scored every goal. So it means a lot to the school, and they're trying to build a really good athletic program there. And Joe's kind of built a lot of it himself. And definitely a big step forward last night to win that game and make it to regional.
Anytime we can get a different school mentioning here on the grid, we usually kind of recycle the same 8, 9, 10 schools. It's always good to get somebody else.
It definitely is, and it's cool. And to see the way those girls celebrated last night, it was pretty cool. They knew what it meant, and they went pretty crazy, and good for them.
That's what high school sports is all about.
Yeah.
Talking about girls soccer, Charlotte beat Palmetto 1-0. Caitlin Lowry. They move in the district semifinals on Thursday to meet top seed Venice. I guess they lost 3-2. So this is where we're getting down to nitty gritty in a lot of these sports.
Thursday and Friday are pretty much the days of the championship games, and As y'all know, top 2 teams go to regional.
Sure.
But you still want to win your district. You want that home game. You want that trophy. You want that nice little banner for your wall. So we'll see how that goes. Obviously, Lakewood Ranch girls are the favorite in their district, and ODA's having a nice season as well. Venice having a nice season. So, yeah, boys next week should be fun.
Right.
The boys soccer should be fun. A lot of really, really good teams in the area. So I think that's going to be a lot of fun, those district tournaments.
I noticed about boys soccer, St. Stephen's 15-1-1, 2-1 victory over Manatee. John Boyd had both of those goals, I guess, as usual.
Yeah, Mark Jones is a great program out there. And the cool thing about Coach Jones, I did a story last year. He's really been good with the whole football thing. A lot of his guys play football.
Right.
Small school, a lot of kids play more than one sport. And last season was the first year that was an issue because they went so far last year into the championship game. The football team did, and he still dealt with it fine. And yeah, he's a great coach. He's been there a long time. A lot of kids from that team play Division I at the next level. So yeah, St. Stephen's is one of those boys soccer teams that you always kind of pencil them in for a district championship game and a regional run, and they're doing it again.
If they're not here, you wonder.
Yeah, the years they don't make the regional, it's like, hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
Kind of like, the expectations out there for boys soccer are a little higher than at most schools.
You mentioned girls hoop, Lakewood Ranch. Nice to see Sarasota bounce back, with a big victory over Manatee. I mean, 46-23.
I was at that Rand-Sarasota game. That was a 7-point game with like 6 minutes left.
And
Emma Fazio came off the bench, went crazy for Ranch. Turnovers really hurt Sarasota that night. From the game I saw, I think Lakewood Ranch is the better team. I don't know if they're 20 points better. And I think they'll meet again in the district final in a couple of weeks. So yeah, that's gonna be fun. Those are 2 really good teams. You got some great players on those teams. Madison Pack and Jada Bennett, Amani Jones, and LaDeja Williams, and Tay Green and Aaliyah Robinson. I mean, those are 2 really. When those 2 teams play, it's really fun to watch. That's some grade A basketball.
I've always said girls basketball, when it's played well, fundamentally it's played better than the boys game. I think boys game involves a little more athleticism. Girls, a little more fundamentally sound, passing the ball. And I always like watching a good girls basketball game. Yeah,
it's funny. John Harder, the Southeast coach, who we've talked about millions of times, he's been around here for so long. He said that's one of the things he loves about it, the poetry, the fluidity of it when it's done right. And if you want to see girls basketball played right, Lakewood Ranch and Sarasota, that's the way to go. It's really fun to watch those teams.
Port Charlotte moved to 14-2 and 7-2 in the district with a victory over North Fort Myers. I haven't seen them play, but I guess they're headed for good shot in the district, or at least
I mean, girls
7,
or boys.
8, 10.
Yeah, girls, boys.
Boys, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and the boys beat Charlotte in that great game over to Wally Keller. Our Dennis Maffezoli covered that. So some good things happening in Charlotte County for. Actually, Charlotte won that game. Yeah, with all the foul shots. I think they made 15 free throws in the fourth quarter. That won the game for them. So, some good basketball in Charlotte County. And these next few weeks are going to be fun. There's a couple of standout teams, but there's a lot of really solid teams. And that's what makes it fun. And then a lot of teams have a shot to do something special.
A couple of days ago, I wrote about, it was a week old, Josh Booker went up to this combine up in on the Alamo Dome. And I took a look at it, and you saw him play this year. I saw a picture we ran in the paper. The guy's like 225 pounds, and I'm like, he said he ran like a 4.8 40. And I'm like, well, Josh, maybe you need to drop about 50 pounds. He looks big.
I saw him wrestle, too. He wrestles for Manatee.
I mean, he's gotten bigger, obviously, for the wrestling season, or?
Well, I mean, I know when he was in Sarasota, they kind of wanted him to kind of cut down on the weight training, but, I don't know. I don't know if they want to make him bigger or not.
I mean, it's a good exposure. I mean, colleges get a heads up on seniors to be.
And he had a good season on the mat, too, the wrestling for Manatee. They expect him to do some big things in the postseason, which starts in a couple of weeks. So, he's definitely an athlete to watch.
And I didn't realize that he led the team in rushing this year. And the few times I saw him, he really didn't get the ball all that much, but he ended up rushing for close to 600 yards.
They had so many weapons. They had Keon Ford, a freshman, had a great year. A.J. Cole Giovanni obviously had a great year running and throwing the football. So the ball went to a lot of different people last year for Manatee.
Did he play a lot of linebacker? Not to stay on Josh, but did he play a lot of linebacker? Because there was talk of him playing.
I don't know how much I'm not sure how much he did. But
I still think
and he had some injuries to deal with, too. He had some injuries to battle through. So,
What else? We got a couple of minutes left. What else haven't we? We've touched about 4 or 5. Anything coming up that we haven't touched on here?
Well, obviously, as we speak, the girls' regional weightlifting meets
Region
over
8 down at Charlotte High School.
So by next week, we'll pretty much know who gets who advances to state. I think we know some girls who are probably going to go anyway.
So 3 Canes qualified for this one, right?
8.
8.
Right. Right.
Okay, I missed by 5.
It happens. Don't worry about it. You're all right. But so we'll know. I think this is the one where it's like if you win your class, you go automatically, and then the other ones are kind of put into like a wild card situation. So we'll know in a couple of days who's going to state.
Good.
Next week we got boys soccer, girls soccer regionals, and this is where it goes like step by step. You know, girls, boys, and wrestling. So a lot of good stuff coming up. You know, a lot of good stuff coming up, and the next month or two it's going to be fun, a lot of postseason stuff, so it should be good.
And again, once again, before we go, look for this Sunday for the all-area team put together by John Lembo and Dennis Maffezoli.
Yep.
So look for that.
Yeah.
So plenty coming up. So for John Lembo, I'm Doug Fernandez. We'll see you next week on The Grid.